Now the 419 with Gretchen DeBacker, Matt Killam, and Kevin Mullen.
Welcome into the 419, powered by WGTE and presented by Wetro Wealth Management. It's our Toledo.com community calendar driven by TARTA.
Yes.
Every Thursday we take a look at some of the upcoming events of the weekend and the month ahead. And we've got a lot of exciting things going on. It's going to be a great show. Tom Otieno, the owner of Jami Coffee Shop downtown in the Innovation Center, is going to be joining us talking about Coffee Quest. He's our first Coffee Quest guest.
Yep, that's hard to say.
That is. That's why I had to take a pause there. Our friends at Destination Toledo are putting on this sort of tour de cafe of Northwest Ohio. You like what I said there? Yeah.
Good job.
Hashtag something.
And I'm Matt Killam.
Oh yeah, I'm Kevin Mullen.
Gretchen DeBacker.
I just went right into it. You know,
that's right.
sometimes
We're excited about Tom.
Sometimes
Yeah.
we just got to get started.
That's right.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, 2 days ago I missed the show, and so you guys had to fly solo, and so I just feel like now I have to make up.
It
Now-
was a bumpy ride. Yeah. It's nice to be back over here.
No,
Kevin-
you guys did great.
Kevin
Yeah.
sent us the clip and is like, good job, guys.
No, hang on a second.
I didn't get that.
Hang on a second. No. We talked about yesterday. We talked about April Fool's pranks gone
Yes.
wrong. I did not realize at the time. I think you made the joke, but I didn't realize you were you meant it.
Oh.
That you announced on the show that I was having surgery,
Elective surgery.
which I was not.
Yeah. I said you were not.
Yeah.
I didn't.
It's always fun to take somebody that had a serious medical issue and then make jokes
That's
about
right.
surgery.
That's right.
That's what made it funny.
Wait, are you being serious? Because I do think that is funny. Yeah. I don't know a lot about hippo.
Yeah,
Hippo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect. Yeah.
They're dangerous.
they are. They bite.
Yeah, that's right. There's
All right, so Tom Otieno, Brooke Schlageter from
Yes.
Partners in Education. They've got some events coming up this summer that we want to talk about. And then George Benson
Yes.
is going to be joining us. I don't know George.
George is from Trinity Lutheran. He basically runs the joint. So we're in Holy Week, in the middle of Holy Week for those that celebrate. He's going to talk all about some of that community is very active
Yes, they are.
in Toledo. So talk about some of the activities they have coming up at Trinity.
Awesome. We also take a look at our Toledo.com top 5 events driven by TARTA.
Yes.
What's on the menu?
All right, well, we got
today?
our list from John Ikes. The first one is hashtag 5 Poets, 5 Parks. This is a partnership with the Metro Parks. This is National Poetry Month. This is Friday, April 3rd. Basically, they have 5 poets that wrote 5 poems about 5 different Metro Parks.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool event. We started it about 3 years ago. We owe a lot to Julie, who helped us get it going. She is really the linchpin. So we have poet laureates coming in. That's a really interesting way to talk about, and the storytelling component of it is hand in glove with.
It's an ecological theme for the poems. Generally speaking, it's Friday, 5:30 at Glass City Metro Park.
And say the poems are about Metro Parks?
5 different parks, and the poets are picked by Julie. She's got the national connection there, and the parks are assigned to them, so they go and visit, and they use their gift and share the beautiful parts of the park. It's really a
I wish I
great
could do
event.
that.
Awesome.
What is the website where people can find more information?
The MetroParksToledo.com.
Okay, good. The second event is the Easter Egg Extravaganza.
I love
No
it.
reaction? No
Yeah,
reaction?
no.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
It was
no,
awesome.
yes, I have so many reactions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta love it. It's spelled EGG, obviously. This is Friday, April 3rd, 11 to 1 at the Franklin Park Mall.
Yes.
Family fun day. Kids are probably gonna be off school driving you nuts. Go to the mall. Activities, fun things for kids and families to do from 11 to 1 on Friday at the mall, totally free. Friday night, April 3rd, 7 o'clock p.m., Stranahan Theater is comedian Daniel Tosh. This is billed as his first farewell tour. So that should be fun. You
Yeah.
like him, don't you?
Much. I think he's funny, yes, but it was much maligned here in the Toledo area. I think he was scrutinized for making a shot at Toledo, so now he's coming. I'm sure he's going to be apologetic.
There's zero chance.
Yeah.
If I know anything about Daniel Tosh, there is no chance.
And what do you
this
know
is,
about him?
Not much.
He's from Florida.
No, he's got his show used to be on Comedy Central.
Tosh Morneau.
Tosh,
Point. Is that what it was?
something like that.
Yeah.
But a chance for people, like my favorite segment of that was when he let people,
Yes,
like the
we've
internet
talked about this.
celebrities, do the thing again,
Come
right?
back.
So they're known for some, notable
It was
failure.
like a redemption thing.
The like the woman who tripped on the ice to go sing the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
He got her lined up to go sing the national anthem again at another hockey game.
That show was a bit of a trailblazing show,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it was straight to the internet.
The little viral clips and
Yes,
stuff.
yep.
Yeah. Okay, the fourth event, Toledo.com calendar, you can get all the details, is titled Smooth Jazz and Hilarious Laughs. This is at Mommy Indoor Theater. It's being put on by Highly Favored Productions, 7:30 on Friday, April 3rd. Obviously, the title tells you, jazz music, live comedian.
Now, are
Should
the
be cool.
laughs are hilarious?
Yes. The jazz is not hilarious. The jazz is smooth.
Got it.
Okay, smooth jazz and hilarious laughs. Okay, the final top 5 Toledo.com event of the week is Fins and Feathers Night at the Walleye. You may be saying, what is this about? Well,
What is this about?
thank you, Matt. Thanks for teeing that up. This is another one of the great themes that the Walleye does. Saturday, April 4th at the Huntington Center. This is to celebrate both of the Toledo home teams, the Walleye and the Mud Hens. Again, 3 days away from opening day, Toledo Mud Hens opening day on April 7th. So it's to celebrate both teams with fins and feathers.
Well, that's what that's about.
Yeah, and then we're very excited to announce our very own show here on WGTE is going to have a fabulous event on April 19th. We'll be getting more information on it, which is 419 Day in the city of Toledo from 2 to 6 p.m. at Juke Mode, 1811 Monroe Street. You'll have the opportunity to come and listen to a live recording of our show, which will be at 4:19 p.m. But Juke Mode will be open. You can make your own T-shirt that will benefit WGTE. Metro Parks will be there. There'll be activities for kids and families. You can shop the store. Deet's food truck will be there. So all kinds of fun activities from 2 to 6 on April 19th. More details to come, but mark your calendars now to come celebrate 419 Day with us.
You probably follow our social media channels. We'll have some more information on that, and excited to get the community together. And just as we do on this show, our 419 Day celebration at Juke Mode is about celebrating Toledo, and the only way that happens is if we come together and do it. So
Thanks
excited.
to John Amato for allowing us to be in the store.
Marginal thanks to John Amato.
Significant thanks, and an extravagant amount of thanks.
Extravagant.
What's this all about? So is that, I don't know.
No, it's too
Nailed
late.
it.
Too late.
All right, let's get into the show. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are joined by Tom Otieno, the owner of Jami Coffee at the Innovation Center downtown Toledo, who's participating in Coffee Quest put on by our friends at Destination Toledo. We'll be back as we continue this Toledo.com community calendar driven by TARTA on the 419.
Support for the 419 comes from Witro Wealth Management, where we understand that your financial path is personal. Advisory services are offered through Capital Investment Advisory Services, LLC. Securities offered through Capital Investment Group, Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. More information at witroadvisors.com.
The 419, powered by WGTE, is made possible in part by supporters like you. Thank you.
Take WGTE with you, wherever, whenever, with the newly redesigned WGTE app. Watch our locally produced TV programming and your favorite PBS shows. Listen to FM 91 Live, stream our podcasts, and stay in touch with NPR News. Plus, get access to PBS Kids, great entertainment when you're on the go. All on demand in the palm of your hand. Download the WGTE app on the Apple App Store or Google Play today.
Welcome back into the 419. We're taking a look at some of the best things happening in the region coming up this weekend and beyond. And Coffee Quest is on our minds.
Yes, it is.
Just because you don't drink caffeine like me doesn't mean you can't love local coffee shops. And we have some incredible ones in Northwest Ohio. Coffee Quest is an opportunity to explore the region and explore some of the best local coffee shops we have. So pleased to be joined by Tom Otieno, the owner of Jami.
Yep.
Yes. You were ready to judge me on that one.
Yeah,
I could see it. Okay.
You could tell he's not going to know, right?
So Tom, tell us what is Jami, and I'm also curious, just because I did get the name right, I have no idea what it means.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jami is a first of all, just to go back with Jikoni. Jikoni is a food truck. Jikoni just means kitchen in Swahili. I'm from Kenya. So yeah, Jikoni means kitchen. So I wanted something with a J, and also something to, I don't know, represent my vision for the cafe. So we talked about, hey, what if we name it community? And I was like, oh yeah, Jamii really means community. So that's how the name came about.
I love it. I love it. How long have you been doing this?
Since 20. So my background is in healthcare. I worked at ProMedica for a few years, doing as a PTA, physical therapy assistant. Then COVID came, things got crazy. But yeah, I just love to cook. My mom used to cook a lot, and she would kind of let me, dabble a little bit. But I think my love for cooking came after being laid off and being home with my young daughter, the youngest, for a year. I was like, oh, I'm bored. So I just watched a lot of YouTube. I watched Guy Fieri, a lot of Triple D, then a lot of cookbooks. So then I was like, oh yeah, maybe this is something I need to, And then one of my good friends, Ryan Snow, was like, hey, why don't you open up a truck? And I was like, yeah, that's a very low risk way of getting into the industry. And yeah, here we are.
Who were you giving your food to at that time to say that people then that they loved it?
Probably a lot of my friends. We do a lot of hosting. My family and I, we love to host people. So on the weekend, sort of making, like in a summer day, sort of making hamburgers and stuff like that, we'll be like, hey, we're going to make some chicken and rice and see how people like it. And people are like, oh, that's pretty good.
Tom, I'm free this weekend.
Yeah.
Just let me know when to stop by.
Right.
So I will tell you that the show obviously has our surprise guests on, and I can't count on one hand the amount of people who said that I should have you on.
Thank you.
So you,
Thank you.
your food, which is a great connector globally, has made a real impact, and I think you personally have as well.
Thank you, man. People, Toledo are very kind.
How you are from Napoleon?
I know I'm from Defiance. So.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Mike McCann has the same accent.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I thought you were Mike McCann.
Right.
So, Kenya to Toledo, Ohio.
Yeah.
How did you? What brought you here? How'd you get?
The American dream. I feel like everyone, But it's really my mom. I feel like I talk about my mom a lot. She's been gone for a few years now.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, she just always wanted me to, get out. I don't know, get out and explore the world.
Yeah.
And I think the best way was through school.
Sure.
Getting a visa was easier as a student. So I applied to different schools, New Jersey, Florida, BG, Finley, UT. Finally, UT was the one that kind of, accepted me. So I came through UT. Then I had to drop out for some reasons. But yeah, that was my introduction to the USA. Yeah.
And you took to it right away, or it was overwhelming?
No, it was overwhelming.
Yeah,
I feel, it was. I feel, talking to a lot of my immigrant friends. So, over the years, I feel like the first 3 years either break you or make you.
Yeah, sure.
So I feel like there's a lot of, I don't know, isolation. Especially coming from a very community-focused place where everything is buzzing and everybody's outside, being dropped into Toledo, where you have to, take the bus everywhere because I couldn't drive.
Yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah.
So I feel like, it was hard. But, the more you make friends, the more it becomes home. You meet
Was
people.
your mom with you, or you were here by
No,
yourself?
just me, myself.
Just yourself.
Yeah,
that
so.
would be terrifying.
Yeah.
How old were you when you came?
23,
Sure.
I think. 23.
That's also, I tell
so
everybody,
young.
23, 24 is a really hard age.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Right? I know no one would want to go back to puberty, certainly, which was a nightmare, but 23, 24, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think you put some undue pressure on yourself to know what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I mean, prior to the Golden Buckeye card, 24 is the last age that something unlocks, right? So at 24 you can start renting cars.
Yeah.
So 18, 21, 24, and then there's
It's
nothing.
all downhill from there.
There's nothing until you're Gretchen's
Kevin
age.
rents a car every week just to prove that he can.
Just because I can. I mean, once that unlocks,
That's what America means to Kevin. It's mostly car
for the
renting.
last
Car
20
rental.
years.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that people don't understand about the immigrant experience, about those first few years?
Wow, what a good question. I feel like if they understood what people left behind, you know, because I feel like people think that, oh, you know, yeah, I feel like if they really understood what you gave up to kind of pursue or come, because, you know, I feel like most immigrants come here to, you know, they're not coming here to break any laws or to do anything crazy. They're just coming here to make a life for themselves. And, you know, like for me, you know, my plan wasn't to stay here. My plan was to eventually go back home. But then, you know, you come here, you know, you fall in love, you get married, you have kids, and you're like, oh, this is home.
You start renting cars.
Renting cars, yeah.
That's how we get
Then
you.
what are you going to do?
That's right. There's no way back.
Enterprise is the hook. We got you.
But yeah, it's such a, you know, I wish also, you know, there's so much opportunities that this country provides, you know, that other places can't really provide. I mean, and I feel like I'm a testament to it. Is, you know, of all the people to open up a cafe downtown, you know, it's me.
Yeah.
So I feel it just shows you that this country really provides opportunities for.
Well, we're so happy that you're here. We wanted to talk about your new space, which is at the Jefferson Center. People know it as the Jefferson Center now. It's the Innovation Center. One of our partners on this show is WorkSpring.
Nice.
So we know they spend a good portion of their paycheck with you
they're awesome.
weekly. But tell us a little bit about the space and about what you are offering there.
Yeah, so the space is kind of a cafe/lunch. So the good thing is, you know, you can get coffee, chai. Our main focus is chai. I feel like chai is one of those things that people misunderstand. So we wanted to bring back chai the way I was raised making it.
Yes.
So, you know, we import all of our tea leaves. We import all of our masala spices. We make it every morning in a big old pot.
And you brought us some chai that we're enjoying right now. And it's fabulous, and it's not sweet.
Not sweet,
like sickeningly sweet that some places around here make it. It's absolutely delightful.
Thank you. So and then, I mean, the space is beautiful. Our goal is to eventually do a lot of collaborations with other people in the city, do a lot of events. I have a few, you know, events coming up. Also, like supper clubs. I feel like supper clubs is one of those things that's kind of going away. But we're going to try to bring back. So, you know, have a place for people to come have food, you know, hang out. Yeah.
Especially if you're cooking.
We're talking with Tom Otieno, the owner of Jami. You're participating in Coffee Quest. What is Coffee Quest, if people aren't familiar with it?
Coffee Quest is just, I think it's put by Destination Toledo. Yeah, I think it's just a way to expose some of the coffee shops in the city and kind of just give awareness to some of them and promote all of them and to have people try such unique flavors that the Northwest Ohio has to offer. Yeah.
Can you talk to me a little bit about, you mentioned it in your home, but talk to me a little bit about having guests or entertaining. Why is that important? And what are some of the things that makes you wired to want to do it? And you import this product, you care for it. What do you like about that? It certainly sounds like it comes from your mom, so it's DNA, it's wired into you. But talk to me about taking care of guests and providing them something that's crafted.
I mean, that is the one thing that I think most, you know, especially because I'm coming from Kenya, we do a lot of community, like family is really important. And I think one thing, being here for 15 years, people are really lonely, you know? A lot of people are very, very lonely, isolated. They have no, you know, friends or family. You know? I feel like we live in a very like isolation kind of, you know, do it by yourself kind of world where people never want to have community, which is the main reason why I think people will have, you know, not all, but I feel like a lot of mental issues come from not having anyone community-wise. So I feel like I pride myself in hosting people, especially people who don't have anyone, you know, especially students who come here for school and they don't have anyone. We do a lot. There's a lot of organizations in the city that I partner with to kind of just host them for every weekend. We might, you know, bring them over to the house, show them, hey, you know, you're not by yourself. So yeah, because it can be very lonely. Yeah. And
you have children and a family here. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, kids. Yeah, our oldest is in college now, and then we have a middle schooler. Then we have a 10th grader. No, a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. Okay. All girls.
Yeah.
All girls.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
You want a hug?
It's all right.
Tom, talk to us about the food truck, the coffee shop, kind of your hometown. Kind of what are the flavors?
Yeah.
What's the recipes? What are people going to experience?
Yeah,
when
Kenya. Kenya Kenya because of the Indian Ocean, borders Kenya. A lot of our we have a lot of Indian influence because of the spice trade. So even growing up as a kid, people are shocked that I tell them, hey, half of my class were Indians. And then some, Middle Eastern. So I live in a very multicultural city by the Lake Victoria. Lake Victoria?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So our food is heavily influenced by other countries, but we also have our own twist on it. So I feel like the main difference between my food and Indian food is the amount of spice that we use. Yeah. So that's
not American food. We created all of it ourselves.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever had a frosty infused hot dog, but that's all American, buddy.
I love it.
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
good.
So
yeah.
are you still doing the food truck?
Yeah, I mean, right now we're focusing on trying to figure out how to do it. I feel the goal is to do it just for like events.
Yeah.
I know the All Western Festival reached out to me to do it. Doing some stuff with the TMA.
Yeah.
But I feel like because of the cafe, we just kind of stretched into.
Sure.
But I feel like a lot of people really gave back when my truck was stolen.
Yeah.
And I feel like it would be unfair for me to just be like, oh, the cafe now, I still want to go out there and meet people that can't come to the cafe during the week.
So just for people that don't know in our audience, you had a food truck.
Yeah.
It was stolen. And there was a very large outpouring on social media and in the community about people wanting to help find the truck, which never was found.
Yeah.
But also to help you get back on your feet and get another truck going.
Yeah.
And so it just is another testament to your
city,
to your commitment and people wanted the food also.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
mean, when the first
Selfishly.
the first time I ate off the food truck, I mean, one of my first thoughts was, I'm going to steal this truck.
Yeah.
Get this in my backyard.
And my second
He's a suspect now.
No. And my second thought was, you could give me all of the ingredients and all of the YouTube videos in the world, and there's no way I'm going to make this.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to take the truck.
Thanks.
And I didn't take your truck.
Thank you.
But if I did, I'd give it back.
Thanks.
What's the signature item on the menu at Jame that people can get for lunch? What's something of your favorite right now?
Lunch, breakfast, we have something called a Rolex, kind of like the watch, but it's just like a rolled egg in our homemade bread, chapati bread. For lunch, people love our samosas. Samosas are just one of those things that people just enjoy. So now we have a samosa box that comes with either fries or a salad.
The origin of samosa, what nation is that from?
Probably Indian.
That's why I know
Indian,
that wasn't okay.
Indian is India. I think that's the root. But now, I feel like most countries have samosas.
Yeah, sure.
Some kind of meat pie based.
Some kind of meat and bread pie.
Yeah, bread pie.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Tom, where do you do your experimenting at? When you're thinking about adding items to the menu? These ideas come to you in the car while you're showering?
I think it comes to my wife.
You're trying to get away from your children?
My wife gets mad because I watch a lot of cooking shows.
Yeah.
I do a lot of small batch experimenting before I make it like big. But even now, we're thinking about our summer menu, thinking about our summer drinks. I just get influenced by other people, and I'm like, oh, maybe what if I put my own twist on something?
Sure.
But, yeah.
Are you naturally experimental? I mean, where does that come from?
Naturally experimental. Yeah,
you have to be creative to do this and keep pushing it.
Yeah, I love failing at things.
Yeah.
I feel like I wish people love to fail.
Yeah.
So I fail. And
Gretchen,
I do all the time.
Yeah. Gretchen, Gretchen is our expert on failure.
But I would never steal Gretchen's food truck.
That's right. Actually, Gretchen can cook.
Yeah. What is your...
I wouldn't know. I've never been, talk about hosting a community, I've never been invited to Gretchen's house.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I know. That just
I'll
means
have
we're
all
not
three of
friends.
you over. No.
Tom Otieno, the owner of Jame Coffee, downtown Toledo. Thank you
You're welcome. Thank
so
you guys.
much. Coffee Quest is going on
until June, I don't know, May, June, I think.
I think it's June.
You know what? Don't wait until May or June to get out to Jame.
There's a lot of places to go.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got a lot of stops to make, to hit them all. You
Thank
should
you,
probably
guys.
start right now. Tom, thank you so much for
welcome.
joining us
Thank you
here
so
on the
much for coming.
419.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll be joined by Brooke Schlageter with Partners in Education. We'll be right back.
To me, community means connecting to others.
I'm Donnie Miller, and welcome to The Point.
We're a community committed to education. Discover new ideas, dive into exciting subjects, and engage with the world around you.
I would send them personally a t-shirt. Crime doesn't pay in the old West End, pass it on. That's how we cleaned up the neighborhood.
Vision loss for people is not the end.
It's a story, it's the next chapter.
WGTE Public Media invites you to Get Out and Play Day.
Monday through Friday, it's the 419 powered by WGTE. With Matt Killam, Gretchen DeBacker, I'm Kevin Mullen. What can people expect on the show?
It's going to be an hour, a reminder of why this is a great place to live, work, and play.
WGTE, where you come to watch, listen, and learn.
Welcome back into the 419 powered by WGTE, talking about all the cool things happening in the region and the cool people making it happen. We are joined now by Brooke Schlageter with Partners in Education. Brooke, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So I had the privilege of serving on the board, Partners, when we hired Brooke.
Oh, nice.
But for folks that aren't familiar, what is Partners Education?
We are a 501c3 organization, and we do programming for students K through 12. We have two programs currently, college and career readiness and literacy.
Talk to me about the literacy program, because it's a really cool kind of approach to this that it's not innovative at all, but yet it very much is.
Kevin's our salesman.
Yeah, right.
No, I mean, but like it's such common sense in the education space, but no one does it.
Right. So we work with K through 3 students. We always worked with K through 3 students, but we're getting increasing requests to work with 4th and 5th graders as well. And I think that's kind of a sign and derivative of things that are happening in the country. Right. The literacy scores are low. It's alarming.
Well, do you mind doing at the risk of putting you on the spot? And
Sure.
if we can always edit it out. But talk to me a little bit about the literacy scores dropping. What does that mean? How do we test that and when?
So there is, I think the one most people point to is the National Assessment of Educational Progress. It's called NAEP. And that's a nationwide report of kind of how our schools and our children are doing. Ohio has, I believe, 33% of 4th graders reading proficiently, and I think 8th grade is 35%. Those numbers might not be exact, but I'm very close. Sure. And that is, unfortunately, the trend nationwide.
Would it be better
Ohio.
if we stop teaching people math so they're not alarmed by those numbers?
I think so. I think if we just cut down on the math, it might make things easier. Yeah.
And isn't 3rd grade like a pivotal?
It is.
The 3rd grade data and statistics are used for all.
Right, and the thinking there is that kids are, the conventional wisdom is that you are learning to read up until 3rd grade, and then after that you are reading to learn. And so if you haven't picked up that skill by 3rd grade, the rest of your education is going to be extremely problematic, right? And there's all kinds of statistics tied to that. Dropout rates increase when students aren't reading proficiently by 4th grade, 3rd grade. So.
And go ahead.
You've got such an impressive background coming into this. I remember in the interview process, it was just like, yep, we're done. But talk to me about, how did you get into this? How did you become passionate about education and then wanted to get into this work?
And what kind of mentor did I play to you at Central?
At Central, it was all because of Matt, really.
Sure. What not to do?
That's exactly
It's like, man, literacy is important.
That's a very valuable lesson as well, right?
That's right.
So I was an educator. I taught high school for 14 years, and then I was ready to get out of that, and I did some consulting, just sort of education and training consulting. And
Where did you teach, Brooke?
I taught at Maumee Valley.
Okay.
I student taught in New York, and then I taught overseas for 4 years.
Where were you overseas?
Warsaw.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've had a lot of kind of different teaching experiences, but underserved communities was actually something that I was interested in helping out. But my job as a teacher really never took me, except for New York, into schools, that were kind of in underserved communities. So when this job came up, I was really excited to sort of try to help out as much as I could, and I knew my background, I could serve in that capacity. So,
what's been the biggest challenge for you? I know some of this and some of the history of the organization, but moving from the classroom to the corner office at a nonprofit organization is not an easy transition. What has made that a successful move for you?
People, we have a wonderful community, and I cannot tell you how many wonderful people I have met who have been supportive, including you, and you, and I'm sure
Not so much
Gretchen
right
down the road.
Yeah.
So it's really, that has what has helped bolster the organization, and I have a wonderful team. I cannot say enough about how great of a team I have. We have about 50 part-time people right now.
Wow.
And we are out at 14 schools in our literacy program. We go during the day from 9 to 12.
On the granular level, we're going to make sure no one, or we don't miss the opportunity to talk about what the program is in functionality. So these 50 people and the team does what for these students?
So it's during the school day. So we have several staff members, and then we supplement with volunteers. They're all trained in literacy instruction, best practice, and they go out during the school day. They meet one-on-one with the students who are identified by the teachers as needing the most literacy support. And we assess them continuously throughout the year, and ideally get them up to where they can perform well in the 3rd grade reading guarantee.
So how does a family or a child get involved? They're identified by a teacher. You're already in the school. Is your partnership with the school level?
Yes, great.
Okay.
Yeah, our partnership is with the school, and then the teachers. The teachers are the subject experts, so we have them choose which students need the most help. And sometimes it's students on reading improvement plans, and sometimes it's students who are kind of on that bubble and just need an extra push to be able to be reading proficiently. So
The last time I went through this program, served as a tutor.
You were a tutor?
Yes.
Okay.
I may have also been tutored, but the person tutoring me happened to be in 3rd grade. But this young man, I felt like they were excited coming into it to see me every week, just as I was excited to see them and get updated on, hey, what's going on? And so to the point where I remember there was a week that I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
And I felt a responsibility to that kid.
Sure.
And so I called my dad and said, hey, I need you to fill in. And so just kind of a neat program that you start to develop this relationship with a student. The student starts to feel
cared for.
Well, and I also think I don't want to say responsibility, but hey, I want to get this right. I want to work together and I want to improve. And that one-on-one instruction makes such a difference.
Talk to me, Brooke, about how the 50 individuals got connected to you. How are they coached up? How are they trained? How do you find them, or vice versa?
Indeed and LinkedIn.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so we also, though, we work with Bowling Green, their teacher education program. We have a lot of retired teachers that, kind of word is getting out and they're joining us. We have some UT students as well. So, people with education backgrounds are, our ideal candidates. And so we have, a lot of those organizations working with us. I can't think of the retirement. Anyway, there's a group in Toledo that
funnels them in.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are there opportunities for community members to volunteer that's not during the workday for people that work? Are there other after-hours opportunities?
So our college career program, we have career speaking opportunities. That's a little bit different. But for this one, I would say no is my short answer. But the longer answer is we can accommodate groups. So if we have a team at a company or something, and they would like to commit to, let's say they will go to this school on Tuesdays. And they commit to having one person from their team there every week on Tuesday.
Okay.
That makes it a little bit easier. Yeah. So you're not trying to go 4 days a week or whatever it is.
Talk to me about. I guess I don't know how to ask this. We have a lot of guests on. They're doing incredible things, and you are certainly an example of that. It is exhausting, right?
Correct.
So talk to me a little bit about. I guess what success looks like, and also how you disconnect from this. It sounds like how do you unplug? Because the statistics are what they are, and that can seem pervasive and you're in it every day duking it out. So talk to me about what success looks like and how you become just Brooke on the weekends.
Yeah, I think if you look at the education system, you know, in the United States, it can feel really daunting. There's a lot of issues, systemic issues that, you know, a small literacy program in Northwest Ohio is not going to solve. So I think what I take comfort in and what I find helps me is that the people that we have involved in this organization give me hope.
Yeah.
They give me hope in humanity, and I'm not just saying that, really, truly. They're wonderful people who are out there serving our community and making it better. Because there's an economic impact to this too, and I think a lot of people don't see that.
Absolutely.
That we really need to help these students, and it takes the whole community. So I would say that's my answer. Is I take comfort in that, and of course my family.
Yeah,
and
sure.
my boys. I mostly take comfort.
Yeah, that's right.
Most of the time.
And let everyone know, right before we went on there, you didn't complain about one of them in particular at all.
No.
Of course not.
I wouldn't.
That's right.
You guys have got some opportunities coming up for people to learn more about the organization and potentially get involved. What's coming up?
Yeah, so we're hosting a free event on June 4th. It'll be kind of an evening event, food and drink provided. And it'll just be sort of a forum where you can learn more about the state of literacy in our community and what groups are doing about that and how you can get involved and help out.
There's so many different, no pun intended, partners in this space, right?
Yeah,
so many different organizations that are doing this. What's being done to collaborate and connect them, and what still needs to be done?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are a number of different people doing this, but the funny part is there's not enough.
Sure,
so we have, TutorSmart works in the after-school space, and we're during the day, so that's different. And Read for Literacy, I believe, works with the youngest students, and theirs is more focused on just reading with students and getting them excited about reading. Where ours is more direct instruction during the day. So you can see they're different sort of focuses. And I would also say there's not enough support for students in grades 4 through 8. I mean, it's very difficult. So, the more support we can get, I think there is a need. There's absolutely a need.
Is there any one particular success story that stands out to you, or when you think about a win in the program, a student that you remember?
Yeah, I mean, there's a student, and he was at one of our, his name is Jerome, and he's struggled the entire year. He's a 4th grader, very frustrated, and we kept working with him, and his mentor kept working with him, and it was one person in particular who worked with this student. And towards the end of the year, we started to see real growth, and we were hearing it from his teachers, and most of all, he was really proud of himself. Yeah. He had made that stride. And, I think there were also behavior issues tied with the student, because when you get frustrated, anybody acts out.
Right.
And so he sticks in my mind as a neat story of a student that hopefully we were able to help.
Yeah.
And it's not just that he's able to read a little bit better, it's that he has confidence.
That's right.
He feels social emotional connection with his mentor. He is able to go out and feel like he can contribute to the classroom environment.
He doesn't feel so terrified, right?
Yeah, and I would argue that literacy is a human rights issue. I mean, I think, if you can't make, sense of the world around you, how can you really function in it?
Yeah.
How can you thrive? I mean, you can't thrive, right?
That's well said.
It's interesting when we talk about the kind of read, learn to read to learn.
Right.
It applies specifically to school, but we don't think about
all the other contexts, right?
That's right.
And you didn't say it, so these are my words. If you don't think the kids in your neighborhood's education is going to matter in your life, you're a fool. Because they not only are the old adage of them being the ones who take care of you, of course, but it's also about crime, right? It's about it's all kinds of things.
Incarceration, medical costs. I mean, all of it is tied into that.
Yeah. So
let's do this. Let's put you on the spot.
Yeah.
It's now time for Gretchen's Wacky Quiz.
Okay.
We're workshopping that name.
Okay.
No, we aren't. It's
No, we're not.
I'm going to ask you 4 rapid fire questions. Gretchen asking for your favorite thing in or about Toledo, and then you and Matt are going to work together to describe Toledo in exactly 9 words.
We got you.
Okay.
He'll hold your hand.
Okay.
The fact that you work in literacy, don't worry about the words.
Don't worry about the words. And there's some pressure
No extra
there.
pressure.
Yeah.
So these questions always pop up, and I just pick a random card. I love this because I know your family very well. Who is your craziest relative?
My father.
I knew that was the answer.
My my father.
He was my youth baseball coach, and that is 100% accurate.
Okay.
What would your perfect Saturday be like?
I would get to be out in the sun, riding my bike, playing pickleball, maybe some tennis. Yeah, maybe go out to dinner. Yeah, like to be outdoors, exercising.
We could be doing that right now.
What circus act would you like to perform?
Gross. But trapeze, probably. Yeah.
I love that.
Nothing with the elephants?
We had you with gross.
No.
All right.
And then what TV sitcom family would you be a member of?
I don't really watch sitcoms too. Oh, you know,
Oh, because
I
you're
know.
so busy reading, you snob.
That's right. Yes, constantly just reading. I know the Goldbergs.
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yes.
a good. Okay. What is your number one most favorite thing, or what you consider to be the best thing about the city of Toledo or the region?
I think the growth and the excitement around that. I moved back here, 15 years ago, and downtown there wasn't much going on. And so it has been so cool. Metro Parks looking in your direction also, to see the growth and the cool things going on, and just how excited everyone is about it.
Great.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All
Let's do
right,
this.
9 words to describe the city and/or region. Metro Parks, I'm putting that down first.
Yes. Okay.
You said community, so you've got 2
community.
right off the rip. All right.
I'm going to say supportive.
Supportive, great.
Exciting.
Exciting, got it.
Self-deprecating.
Self-deprecating. We're going to put that down twice because that's certainly true. All right, you're almost home. You only have 3 left.
3 more. I would say, did I say, I said supportive?
Nope. Let's get it. Supportive twice.
Supportive goes twice.
That's right.
Okay. Tight knit.
Tight knit. Yes,
like it.
love it. All right, the last
Yeah.
one. What are your sons' names?
Colin and Caleb.
Done.
Yes. All right.
Nailed it.
All right.
Brooke Schlageter with Partners Education. People want more information on Partners. Where can they find it?
PartnersToledo.org.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you so
yeah,
much
thank
for
you so
coming
much.
on.
Yes, that was fun, you guys.
All right.
you.
We take a break. When we come back, George Benson is going to join us here on the 419.
Support for the 419 comes from Witro Wealth Management, where we understand that your financial path is personal. Advisory services are offered through Capital Investment Advisory Services, LLC. Securities offered through Capital Investment Group, Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. More information at witroadvisors.com.
Destination Toledo. Whether you're a local or a visitor, Destination Toledo invites you to explore the region and be a tourist in Toledo. Find events, dining, and things to do at visittoledo.org.
WorkSpring. HR issues and employee well-being go hand in hand. WorkSpring supports employers through compliance, training, and wellness because healthy workplaces don't happen by accidents. Learn more at workspring.org.
Toledo Refining Company, a subsidiary of PDF Energy. Toledo Refining Company is a supplier of fuels that keep our region moving. Located in Oregon, Ohio, the refinery processes crude oil into gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, and other petroleum products.
And TARTA, celebrating its 55th year of connecting Northwest Ohioans to their community. More information at tarta.com.
Welcome back into the 419, powered by WGTE. We're joined now by George Benson with Trinity Episcopal Church in downtown Toledo. George, thanks so much for being on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
What is, talk to me about the story of Trinity Episcopal. What is Trinity Episcopal?
Okay.
And it's a brand new church that's opening this year for the first time
grand
ever.
opening.
Yeah, nobody's heard of it before.
Right.
We refer to ourselves as a progressive, inclusive, creative community of faith in the heart of downtown Toledo. Our physical structure has been there since the Civil War. 1860s is when the cornerstone was laid, but we've had a presence in Toledo since the 1830s. Somebody's been worshiping on that site in a form of Toledo. We joined the Episcopal Church in 1842.
That was the best time to join.
Brand new. It was great. But the church has played an interesting role in Toledo history. So anybody who you think would be a mover and shaker from the 1800s through even the 1990s. Anne Stranahan was still a member there in the early 2000s. It's been a place where, in the 90s, we opened our doors to the Toledo Gay Men's Chorus to practice, which is not a super popular thing. So we've been on the forefront of,
real inclusion.
Yeah, we try. We try very hard.
How did you get involved there, George? What's your history? As I was saying before we started recording, our friend and friend of the show, Phil Skeldon, recommended, and he described you as running the place?
No, our priest, John, runs the place.
Okay,
I
okay.
get to serve at the pleasure of John in the Episcopal Church. I have been there since 2022. I've spent most of my adult life working in some type of ministry. There was about a 7-year gap where I burnt out pretty nicely. And then decided to, my wife and I moved back to this region in 2020, March of 2020.
Smart.
And I started a job in outreach. It was great timing.
COVID,
Yeah.
perfect.
Where were you moving from?
Columbus, Ohio.
Sure.
So we were in Columbus, we were in Grand Rapids before that, and then we were in Toledo. So, the last 6 years have been strictly focused in social justice, food insecurity, you name it, somebody who needs help. Typically the person who calls the church asking for help is who I get to work with.
We talk about this with our guests that are kind of in this community service, social service space, that like this is not a 9-to-5 job. And so like, how do you put it down at the end of the day? Do you put it down at the end of the day?
It goes into sleep mode. Luckily, the staff and the leadership are very good about making sure that we have boundaries. Right, which is not always the case. It's part of the reason why I burn out so badly working in churches beforehand.
Absolutely.
And the truth is, the work that we're doing makes it so that I feel good leaving at the end of the day, because we offer things that not everybody else does, and that's okay because it takes a village, right?
One of the things that you work on specifically are programs and services for people that are unhoused.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we started off doing community partnerships with Toledo Street's newspaper, providing lunch for them once a month. And then Food for Thought has their mobile food pantry, which we set up in our sanctuary. And we have wraparound services for anybody who comes in, including the health department's harm reduction team doing Narcan training, Mercy Health doing blood pressure, blood sugar checks, Unison, and CareSource, Medicare, Medicaid. But the big one we've been working on for the last 2 years is what's called Breakfast at Trinity. So we took some time, did some data, or pulled some data, did some research, and we found out that you could potentially go up to 24 hours without eating at least a hot meal if you live downtown on Sunday. So there's 419 Cares, which is a great organization that helps. Not everybody can make it to that.
Sure.
And so there's
a gap.
Yeah, there's a gap. And pre-pandemic, there was a breakfast that had started. The pandemic closed it down. And so 2 years ago, almost, we relaunched it, and we cook the same thing every week because stability is what helps earn trust with the unhoused, or just anybody on the margins, because that's who it's open to. We get people who are either chronically unhoused, people staying at one of the many missions in town. We've got a retirement apartment set up across the street. They come over, recent retirees. I mean, you name it. Especially in the last year, we've seen the numbers go up. I think it was 150% from 2024 to 2025 because of the need that's out there.
We're talking with George Benson with Trinity Episcopal Church in downtown Toledo. One of the unique sort of community features of your church is the statue out front. Can you talk to us about that and why that's significant?
So that predates me. I know that there was a tour of that statue going around town, and somehow it ended up outside of our door. Ask Heather Meyer for that story. She'd love to tell you, I'm sure. But it's an art piece of Jesus sitting or laying on the bench, covered in a blanket, and you can see the nail marks in the feet and everything. And about once a month, generally throughout the winter, we get either a phone call or somebody tells us that there's somebody either sleeping or a body on the on the bench.
It is very realistic.
Well, and what's great about this last winter, we saw people that had draped blankets over it. But what I love about it is the fact that it draws attention to something that we've collectively as a society put blinders on.
Sure.
I mean, we can walk past. How many people do you see panhandling on the side of the highway exits, right? But there's something about that statue and that causes people to look at it and notice it. I mean, one of the things that we get at our breakfast is there are sometimes at least a day where somebody hasn't talked to anyone, right? And so like that statue does a great job in drawing people to those on the margins that they, like I said, have put societal blinders up.
As a cradle Catholic, I think about like all the different depictions of Jesus in the Catholic faith, in a church, in art, and rarely is it Jesus on the margins, right? Rarely is it the idea of homeless Jesus. Is not a vision that I am familiar with seeing, but it certainly draws your attention to. I think, at least for me, the teachings of, my faith, but I think also that's some of the similarities between Episcopalian and Catholic and Lutheran and all of the Christianity.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, one of the difficult things is when you read something like the Sermon on the Mount, it is very clear that, Jesus aligns himself with the marginalized, right? But at the risk of alienating, and you can edit this out, there are people that think that that's a woke propagandist teaching, and it's not. I mean, the Catholic workers movement was very famously justice-oriented, and actually living out that faith pushes you into uncomfortable places.
What is this?
That was going to be my question, if you don't mind.
No.
I am not a person of faith, but I will tell you that it isn't just because I know Heather, who I adore, but your church absolutely embodies welcoming to me. I have friends that participate in it, that volunteer there. I am very familiar with Streets newspaper and volunteered with them myself. Can you talk a little bit about that principle? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot and certainly criticize other churches by any means, but this does feel to me like a welcoming place. Can you talk about the mantra of that and what makes that true? And again, not that it isn't true in other places, but it seems particularly true in these four walls. Why? What makes that home?
So I think the difference is we try and be a safe space for everybody, right? It's no secret that we're right on Adams Street. We have pride banners. We have Black Lives Matter flags out there. We are a cornerstone of the Pride Parade because it literally goes in front of our street. We have a long history of being involved in the LGBTQIA plus community, and it helps that a lot of our members and leadership are members of that community. But I think what part of it is we recognize the inherent dignity in all people, right? And we try and just honor that.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that we do at breakfast is we don't force anybody to go to service because, let's just leave religious and church trauma out of this, which a lot of people have suffered from, especially in the marginalized community. But what we can do is we can say, hey, you're welcome here. We want to serve you, right? We want you to recognize that I see you as a person and I want to talk with you. And that's just it too, is, my title is Director of Community Engagement, which is different than outreach, right? Because part of what we do at Trinity, and it's not just the work that I do, it's the work that everybody there does, is we literally engage with our community. We ask questions. We want to work with people. We don't want to find some good work that somebody else is doing and try and recreate a crappier version of it. We want to bring them in and say, we want to work with you.
What is it? We're in the midst for people of Catholic and Christian faith. We're in the middle of Holy Week. It's Holy Thursday today. What in particular does Trinity do this week in the context of what you were just saying? Is there anything special or unique you're looking forward to for Easter weekend?
So we'll have a Good Friday service at 12 o'clock, which will be just a liturgical service. And then at 7, we have a very special Stations of the Cross set up, which will be really fun. I'm really looking forward to that. And then Easter service is at 10 a.m. And afterwards, we'll have an egg hunt, which is very exciting.
Sure.
But then, we'll have breakfast on Sunday morning starting from 8:30 to 9:15, where we'll probably serve anywhere from 70 to 115
Wow.
people.
That's a lot.
Are there volunteer opportunities for people in the community to
question.
get involved at Trinity?
Absolutely.
And how can they find that information?
You can go to trinitytoledo.org. There is a pull down that says sign up for stuff or check my signups. You can go there. You can email me, George@trinitytoledo.org. I mean,
One more time with that?
Yeah, George@trinitytoledo.org. I mean, there are plenty of ways to sign up.
George Benson with Trinity Episcopal Church. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Best of luck
Nice
to you
meeting you
guys
guys.
this week as you celebrate and got, obviously I know it's an opportunity for community and celebration, but it's also, there's a lot of event planning that goes into pulling that off.
Yeah,
So
we've been working on it since February.
Yeah.
Well, that tracks. All right, George, thank you so much. When we come back, we'll wrap up this Thursday edition with our Toledo.com community calendar driven by TARTA here on the 419.
You laughed with us. You learned with us.
Hi, neighbor.
We made sure your childhood was special. Memories that could only be provided by PBS. For generations, we've given you programs that made a difference. Programs that entertained, informed, and inspired. And today is no different. This is WGTE Public Media in Toledo. It's where you belong.
Introducing The Local Thread, a community news series uniting voices and storytellers from across the region. In partnership with La Prensa, the Toledo Free Press, the Sojourner's Truth, Toledo Public Schools, and Rethinking Jails and Justice. The Local Thread brings you stories and conversations that connect our community. Hear it weeknights at 7 on FM 91 with early access on podcast platforms each morning. The Local Thread, only on WGTE.
Welcome back into the 419. We took a look at our Toledo.com community calendar driven by TARTA. Had some incredible guests on today as well. Tom Otieno with Jami Coffee, Coffee Quest, of course, coming up. Brooke Schlageter with Partners Education. And George Benson with Trinity Episcopal.
What a nice guy.
No kidding, all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I didn't know that you participated with that organization. That's really good for you, Kevin.
Yeah, I actually had the privilege of being the president of the board for a couple of years with Partners Education. And it was right around sort of the intersection of COVID and my health issues that I stepped away from that. But just I had the I don't know if it's privilege, right? You both work in the nonprofit space, that I actually got to oversee the hiring of 2 different executive directors. I don't recommend it. It's not great, but had the privilege of, I mean, we hired 2 incredible people. So Michelle Klinger was my first hire, and then COVID happened and Michelle went a different direction. And then we were able to bring in Brooke, and she's just been fantastic for the organization. So
we also had the opportunity to announce today our 419 Day event happening April 19th, 2 to 6 at Jute Mode at their brand spanking new store at 1811 Monroe Street. You're going to be able to interact with WGTE celebrities, maybe on-air personalities. Metro Parks is going to have a fun table there. We'll have Dietz Barbecue Food Truck. We'll have drinks. You can buy 419 gear. It's going to be a fun day.
We're releasing a bald eagle.
We're releasing a bald eagle that Matt has been training since birth.
That's right.
And it's going to fight with your bearded dragon, right?
That's right.
Is that what's going to happen?
That's right.
Bald eagle versus bearded dragon.
It's a fundraising event.
Right.
Yep.
All proceeds going to WGTE.
That's right.
All right. Thanks
we're not kidding.
Yeah. Thanks to our guests for being on the program today, and thanks to you for joining us as well. If you missed any part of it, 7 a.m. on YouTube, 3 p.m. on FM 91 in Toledo, Bryan, Defiance, and Lima, 6 p.m. on WGTE Connects, channel 30.4. Of course, online, WGTE.org/the419, or download the new and improved WGTE app to get access to our show and many other great local shows every single day. We'll come back tomorrow. What do you think?
We'll be back.
It's the 419, powered by WGTE, presented by Retro Wealth Management.
The 419, powered by WGTE, is made possible in part by supporters like you. Thank you.